runs to us on top of it. Izzy Christiansen. Oh! She's back. What a hit from Izzy Christiansen.
She make it 6 for Manchester City. Yes, she can.
I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for how big it was. I think at the time I never even acknowledged how big it was. Because I'd had such a driven mentality leading into that season and throughout the season, I think for me the next step after winning that award was I need to go and do the same again. As in, not necessarily winning the award, but I need to go and have the same season again because that's the standard now. And I think looking back, perhaps I wouldn't have put as much pressure on myself at achieving that season again, because it's very rare that a player would, you know, hit those heights consistently year on year. So I think if I could look back and reflect, I probably would have just enjoyed the moment a little bit more without thinking about what's next. Because looking back now, it's something, you know, I'm incredibly proud of, and it was amazing, just the whole season, and then to be recognised in that year of footballers. Yeah, it was an amazing night.
And here's Bronze. She's done brilliantly. Bronze opens up in front of her, and there's Manchester City back in front again. And well, I guess Christiansen's influence in the first half was more as an assistant than a scorer, but she's on the score sheet now, and she's put Manchester City in front.
You know, my teammates over the years are the ones who remind me of it. They, you know, remember, you know, things that happened during the evening of the awards, like how nervous I was. I had teammates with me, Tony Duggan, Steph Horton, Jill Scott, Kira Walsh, like really, really close friends of mine. And I think just in that moment, they were the ones who pushed me to make me realise like how big it was. Now with that being such a massive part of the PFA with women's football, I think that it's really exciting moving forwards because there's a lot of people that can get this award in the future.
Can she make it 6 for Manchester City? Yes, she can! High into the roof of the net. And it's Manchester City 2, Liverpool 0.
We had a fantastic coach, Nick Cushing, who drove the team forwards through impeccable coaching, enthusiasm for the game, passion for the game. And it's just like one of those situations where as a player you could feel his enthusiasm on the training pitch in every drill that he explained and every coaching detail that he gave us. He was infectious, and he is a big reason why I won this award. And yeah, I knew that I could succeed there. I didn't really know what succeeding would look like, but quickly became familiar with the club's mentality of one city, and obviously it was all one club, and the way that they used their resources to allow the women's team to grow and flourish is massive testament to the investment and the vision that they had for women's football at a time when perhaps not many others had the same vision. So they kind of set away with it and set an example to other teams, and Chelsea women wouldn't have been as successful if it wasn't for Man City starting that year. And obviously Chelsea women have gone on and done incredible things as well. So I think that Man City set a precedent of what it was going to be like to be successful. And like I said, those resources and the club's mentality had a really big influence on that spike in my career where I won this amazing award.
Out there that runs to us on top of it. Izzy Christiansen. Oh! She's back. What a hit from Izzy Christiansen.
That's a terrific finish from Izzy Christiansen. She's still got to finish it whether people stop in front of her or not, and the goalkeeper definitely hadn't.
So I knew really clearly what my role was in the team as an attacking midfielder, and I broke the game down with my coach Nick, and we worked on a particular aspect of my game which brought me this success, which was late runs into the box and finishing from sort of edge of the box and penalty spot type areas where you have that classic sort of late run of a midfielder arriving into the box. And that season I completely, I would say, mastered that ability to finish. And I kind of felt like I got myself into a state of flow where whenever the crosses came in, I'd score. And obviously those stats in that season spoke for themselves in terms of what I'd worked on the training pitch so hard. I remember staying out on the training pitch for, half an hour, an hour after the session had finished, working on that part of my game, which was sticking the ball into the back of the net consistently from different types of areas. So that was definitely a key feat of my game, and that was my performance, but obviously the team performed amazingly as well, and I felt like that was probably the year where things started to click. What is screaming out to me is the attacking midfielders in this. G, So Yun, Fran Kirby and Kim Little. All three have got incredible vision in the game. I think I'm probably going to go with G, because I feel like G had the kind of vision to find a pass that literally no one else could find. And the types of surface of her foot that she used to make those passes, I think what made her really special. Like, she's not the tallest, she's not the most physical, but like her football just speaks for itself. She was deadly from a dead ball as well. Free kicks, set pieces was something which, again, she had in her game, which made her, so dangerous to play against. You don't want to give any free kicks away on the edge of the box when G's on the opposition team. I think Beth England is underrated in this department in terms of, she's solid, like she holds the ball up really well. And I think in the box as well, like she's deadly. Like you almost need both centre backs marking Beth in the box. In terms of all round strength, I'm going to go with the Aussie Sam Kerr. I think her key strength is running in behind, and having played against her, I'm not always directly up against her as a midfielder myself, but I can sort of feel on the pitch the presence that she's got over the centre backs. She's a willing runner, and I think when you get toe to toe with her when she's running with the ball, I think she's so difficult to get the ball off because she's so strong, and she's so instinctive, and she's just got that raw talent that kind of makes her so difficult to play against. So I'll go with Sam Kerr on strength. Okay, pace. I'm actually going to go here with Lucy Bronze. Some people might say I should have put her in the strength category and Sam Kerr in the pace, but I think they're both quite similar in a sense where they're both incredibly powerful when they're running with the ball. I don't think Lucy would ever say she's the quickest player in the world, but she's obviously got to be quick to play fullback. But I think what Lucy's got is that speed times strength equals power. Old school biology days. But yeah, Lucy's ability to run with the ball, again, like when she gets the ball and runs with it, like she's pretty hard to stop. And I think what set Lucy apart, especially in the earlier days towards her PFA winning, was her physicality in terms of that kind of redefining in the women's game the overlapping fullback. And to do that, you need to have pace and power. And she did that. If you're playing up against her on the wing, you'd have a really tough day because you wouldn't spend much time attacking. You spend most of your time in your own box defending. So I'd say Lucy, speed/power is definitely the one that stands out in the speed department. Overall, this is a really difficult question because I've got Vivianne Miedema and Sam Kerr looking at me right now, but then I've got Fran Kirby, who she's probably the best at intricate finishing. If you put her through 1v1 with the keeper, I think she is your most guaranteed player that's going to finish that. I think from any angle, Fran is the woman who will finish that 1v1 with the keeper more often than not. I think Sam Kerr is probably, she's got, like I said earlier, that kind of raw talent of being able to score kind of like from anywhere. Like the goal that she scored against United in the last day of the WSL last season, like the turn and the volley over the keeper's head into the back of the net from an area of the pitch where you'd say that like it's no right to go in. She's got that instinct, and then I think if you merge the two together, you get Vivianne Miedema, who has a kind of ruthless edge about her finishing. I think she strikes the ball better than anyone in the league that I've seen inside the box. I think she's deadly the way that she moves the ball with her first touch, and she's able to finish. So I think let's go with Vivianne Miedema for best finisher. Just because she's got everything, and it's kind of like that Dutch finesse, if you like, you know, sort of I was going to say Van Persie and Bergkamp-esque kind of type ability to finish the ball. Yeah, Vivian Miedema for finishing.